All right, in this lesson, we're going to go over email marketing here in Doplac, and we're going to go into this underneath email marketing. We're going to go into sequences so you can see how easy it is to build an email sequence. If you notice, your title of your email sequence is here, the status, if it's running or paused, email count, how many emails are in that sequence, and the date that you created it. Let's see here. Then we've got, you can open it, you can duplicate it, or you can delete it. So let's go into one of these that has some kind of substance to it. I'm going to go into this one now. Just so you can see here, I have different brands, so I could type in Relationship Made Easier brand, and those come up. I can type in Durango Dancing brand, that comes up. Now, I'll do a video later on how to name the naming conventions, and this took me years to figure out, but once I figured it out, man, it has been a lifesaver. So we'll talk about what this is, why I put this here, this here, this here, and so on and so forth. But for now, let's just go into one of my email sequences. This one has 7 of them, so let's look at that one real briefly. So initially, you of course name it, and I'm going to hit pause on this so we can actually look at. Interesting that that's not letting me close that. There we go. All right. All right. So here you're going to pick your provider for your email. Doplac does not send emails with their own provider. You have to have your own provider, which I prefer. My encouragement is to use Amazon because it's super cheap. It's like 0.0002 cents per email. And I think I've had it for over a year. I've probably sent, I don't know, 10 or 20,000. I may have been billed $1 in that whole time for different emails. And in fact, maybe even my first year they gave it to me free. So it's really good. It's a little difficult to set up, but it's really a good service. I have a second one on Gmail because my ed@edfarragon.com email was created through Gmail. And so that one also seems to work fine. So either one is great. Gmail is definitely easier to set up. And I believe somewhere in the Doplac notes, they show you how to set up AWS and Gmail. But for now, let's just move on. So then the next thing you want to do is select who this email is going to go to. And what I typically do is, rarely do I use list, Great Life Blueprint, and I use a tag so I can have multiple brands. So in this case, the tag is, it disappeared. This is onboarding, so I'm going to say, I'm going to look here, see how this says EFC F10, I'm going to look for EFC F10 right here. So now anybody that gets this tag will get this email sequence. Again, there's exceptions, like the ones you don't want to get, sending limit. And then there's a sequence only for existing contacts, so you can kind of tailor a little bit. Start the sequence for existing and new people. Start the sequence for who will enter. So I'm not sure the difference between these two, but I always pick this one. It seems to work fine, so there's best I can do with that one. Then you want to go over here initially, and you're going to set up your email, like what email you're going to use, the reply to, you have to type in your subject line and preview text and then the name. Then you go in and just like we did in the previous video on campaigns, you're gonna build your email. So in this case, I probably picked one of my templates and then just modified it. I added my picture here. I don't know if there's a, yeah, so 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It felt like it had too big of a border around it, or margin, I should say. All right, and then I have a headline. You probably want to decide on your headlines how big you want those. Because I blew up the size of the page to make it easier to follow me when I'm filming these lessons, this looks bigger than it actually is. So this would be 25 point. They got a bug here where this thing disappears, the background, but you get the idea here. See how that little bug there? But overall it works pretty good. Yeah, so then I dragged in the text, but that was probably already set up because of the template that I built. I paste in my text, and of course this is already filled out, and then I connect my links. So the way you connect a link is you highlight your text, you go down here to the link, and then you fill out this. Open new tab and no follow. I used to know what that meant, but I don't know anymore. So anyway, it's got it there for you if you know how to use it. All right. So I went through and I just highlighted where my links were, and then I connected. Now, be careful when you want to modify the link. You don't have to highlight everything again and then reset. You want to just click in it, bring it up, and then repaste your new link if you're changing the link. Okay, then my unsubscribes here, my social media is in place. All right, so that looks good. I'm going to hit just so you can see over here. Here's your typography. You've got the different fonts, different sizes, colors, alignments. You can shift this, see how this text is moving right here. You can say I want it only that wide. Just kind of nice, but because this is a builder and it's not a raw text, I like to just keep it as wide as what is the normal. All right, and then block settings. Padding for the top, that's right here, we're highlighted in this text. So it'd say, do I want more here? I could put 10 to move it down a little bit. Right, bottom, I just put 100 on the bottom so it pushes this down. What else? Left and right, background color 0. I could have a background image, right? Very cool. It's super simple, and of course it's got everything you need to set things up correctly. All right, so I'm going to just say save and continue. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to the bottom here. I'm going to say add a sequence, and it defaults to instant send. So you want to click on this and say wait, and then you can either wait days, minutes, hours, days, or month. You can say specific days only, and you can say a time range. Okay, really nice. And of course here you can duplicate. So once you set this one up for yourself, you can just go over here and duplicate. and then have the next one here. Let me just do that. Right, so this one's already done. I'm going to go in here and say duplicate. And it also took the previous wait time, so be aware of that. You can change this any time you want. And then the email looks like it's blank. Oh, I guess not. So now I can just go in and change the image. I can change my headline, change my text. Super, super easy to modify it. I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to delete that. All right, so you're getting the idea that you just build your sequence out. Now, here's a tip that will help you immensely. I like to use, and I will do videos on this, I like to use Heptabase. And Heptabase, let me just magnify this here. Heptabase is really good for organizing things. So if I go down here to my email campaigns, I can say, give me my EFC emails. So any email that has EFC in it will be right here. So I can say, here's the F10 onboarding email. So I can say open that. And here's the copy. So my workflow, I would go in here and change this first. Like I don't use that email right there, so I'm going to delete that. I would change this first, and then I'd copy and paste it into my Doplac email to replace the old one. Or if I was building a new one, which I'll probably in the future change the way I do this, I think I would have all the emails under this one card here. Because right now these are all separate cards and they're all separate. So for example, you can see where it says EO1, that's email 1, email 2. So here's the second email of that sequence. I probably would put them all together just to make it easier. Yeah, I probably wouldn't even do this here. So well, I'll go over that later on different workflows and ideas for making it easier on yourself. But I do the same thing with web pages. Everything goes in here first. So that way, if anything ever happened to that website, I've got a backup of what I put there and the sequence of what's going on there. All right, so let's go back to Doplac. So yeah, I like to line up my emails inside of Heptabase, and then I will build this so everything's all ready, and I kind of plan it in advance and so on and so forth. You know, am I going to wait 2 days, 10 days? What's the basically the strategy for all of these to go out? All right, so I think that's probably enough. So just to review, make sure you title it, pick your provider. What I will talk later about why contact lists versus tags. I prefer the tagging method, which Doplac embraces, which I really like, because then you can really dial things in tight. So I picked the tag, which is in this case EFC F10 onboarding. So anybody that I go in down here to the contact, if I add this tag, they're going to get entered into this sequence. That's what it basically means. All right, so I'm going to resume. Right? I think it probably saved everything, but I don't really need to save anything because I didn't change anything. So anyway, there's your email sequence builder. As you can see, it's amazing. It's just super simple. I know and I forgot, here's your statistics on here. Now this just recently got hooked up, so if you decide to, if you're just new to Doplac, this will be updated and populated. Okay. I've been using it since pretty much the beginning when they announced the product, and I've gone through the tribulations of, testing and giving them ideas and telling them what we need and so on and so forth. And they've been really good about responding. So, all right, so that's it for this video. Now you understand hopefully how to do sequences. If you got any questions, go into the private group and ask your questions, and I'll be happy to answer the question or modify this video so it includes those questions. All right, bye for now. See you in the next lesson.